morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch and crochet and other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. So today is Sunday, November 10th. It's FlossTube number 258. And basically this video is going to be all about the retreat that I just got back from. I say get back because I didn't really go. I stayed at home and just, it's like a day attendee sort of thing. I didn't stay in the hotel. But basically I'll show you everything I worked on, everything that I got, tell you a little bit about it. And that's most of what the video is going to be today. I have a couple other projects, excuse me, that I worked on before the retreat happened, but I figure I might as well just stick to the retreat stuff, and the other stuff I can show you later. So I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time finding my channel, great. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I do a video every Sunday. My schedule's a little bit weird right now just because I moved a month ago, and I'm still trying to find my new normal, but I'm managing to do a video today before, well, it's 11 o'clock, so that's not too bad considering I wanted to sleep in a little bit because the last couple days have been really tiring. But for those of you that are new, that's my black cat, Bakira. This setup in this new house, I think you guys will get to see him a little bit more often because that's where he really likes to hang out. And he was really wild a little bit earlier. You guys missed him running around like a crazy cat and throwing his toys everywhere. So I don't know, maybe he'll do that again for you, but I don't know. I am wearing the t-shirt that we got from the retreat. I figured that I would kind of show it off. It was in Anaheim, right by Disneyland, so it was kind of a Disney themed retreat, and not overly themed, but just in general. And then a lot of people are actually going to Disneyland today, so it was an opportunity for people who don't live that close to Disneyland to go. I mean, it wasn't included, but a lot of people are meeting up. They're going to take a big picture in front of the castle right about now. And yeah, so for those that wanted to go to Disneyland, that was a really great opportunity. So the retreat was the When You Wish Upon a Stitch retreat. It was put on by the Cross Stitch Society, which is a fairly new group, I believe. Shan Carroll is, I think, the one who started the group, and she definitely was the one who put together the event. It was really nice. It was at the Anaheim Hilton, and I would say that the most negative aspect of the retreat all had to do with the hotel. I think the hotel was kind of a bit expensive. The parking was kind of a pain, and they were doing construction, so there's that. And you're paying a premium if you're that close to Disneyland. So I think actually, I mean, I don't know what her plans are. I think she is planning on doing another one next year, which I will attend if I can. But I don't think it would be a bad thing to not have it that close to Disneyland, because really you can still go to Disneyland even if your hotel, that you're staying at for a retreat is a couple miles away, and then it would be easier for all the other aspects. I mean, that's just my opinion about it. But as I said, the parking was a challenging thing for people, and I think part of it was that nobody knew exactly what was going on. So people who were staying in the hotel had one parking, they were able to park in the structure. Now the thing about that area, there's lots of hotels. The Anaheim Convention Center is right next door to this hotel, and all of the parking structures are owned by the city of Anaheim. So although the parking structure is like attached to the Hilton, it's not owned by the Hilton. So the Hilton can give like one parking spot to each room with in and out privileges, and you use your room card. They have nothing to do with like day parking, and it is very, very, very expensive. I think the cheapest is like $44 for the day. And maybe cheaper at the convention center, but then you have to walk, which for me is a little bit challenging. So I was a little bit freaked out because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I posted something on the Facebook, you know, the group page, because I was asking questions, and Devi Sisk, she's been following my channel since the beginning, and she sent me something at one point that I showed you guys. She made me a lovely project bag with like a logo on it and stuff. She came to my rescue. She's like, please message me. And I did. And she's like, I'm coming in with my mom. I'm staying in the hotel and I don't have a car. You can have my spot. Which was just so nice of her. So basically I sent her a picture of my license plate number, and she got me a room, basically a room card, a room key. I don't even remember what her room was, so it's, you know, I guess she's trusting I wasn't going to go in her room, but I was able to use that room card to get in and out of the parking and not have to pay for it since it was included with her room. So she saved me a ton of money and a lot of stress, and so I am so grateful to her for being a cross stitch friend. I'm very grateful for Julie, who actually gifted me the admission. So I'm really glad. I mean, that is right there is a good first experience with a first retreat. So the retreat was lots of fun. We had a nice group at our table. Our table was not the rowdy table, except for Julie and I. We were the only people who knew each other going in and at that table, excuse me. And I would say we had, let me see. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 people at our table. There were tables for 8, but they ended up squishing in another seat. So we had 9 people, and of those 9 people, I think only like maybe 2 had ever been to a retreat before. So we were all kind of like retreat newbies, and we were kind of like a like-minded group. It was really nice. So we had our moments where we were talking and being silly, and then we had our moments where we were quiet and just stitching. And we were not the rowdy group. We were not the group that was drinking margaritas and getting really loud. But we did enjoy each other very much. And, you know, I think everybody kind of wants to go again next year. And we kind of, you know, said that we'll keep in touch and be table mates again and everything. And I'll tell you all their names. I have it down here. Yeah, so let me just get into, you know, what happened, what we did, and show you the projects I worked on. I brought 3 things to work on. I brought my 2 sort of Disney themed cross stitch projects, and I brought some crochet just in case I needed to do something different with my hands if my hands were getting a little crampy, because you're sitting there for a long time, you know, stitching. It's a little hard on the body. Those chairs, when you first sit down, those hotel chairs feel really comfortable, and after about 5 hours, they're not as comfortable anymore. And so it is, you know, it is a long time to be sitting there stitching, but it's so much fun. You don't want to go, even though you're tired. I lost my train of thought. I got a lot of work done, which was nice. There were games and stuff like that. I think the most successful for me personally, the most successful game thing that was the most fun was when we played Disney Bingo. So I don't know where Shannon got the cards, if she made it up herself, but I think maybe she went online. But basically they were like bingo cards with songs, Disney songs. Baggy's taking a bath. And then she just played, and you know, it was regular bingo, but it was just fun with all the Disney music and everything. They also played Left, Right, Center with Floss on Friday night. I didn't go out and do it though, because really I just didn't want to stand there to play it. They went out into there's kind of like it's not really a hallway. There was almost like a loungy area where they probably had receptions, you know, for some certain things. You know, there was like a bar counter and some couches and stuff out there. I mean, we were in a regular like big ballroom meeting room kind of thing in a hotel, but there was kind of this loungy area outside of it, and that's where they went to go play Left, Right, Center. So let me show you the crochet that I did. Again, you've seen this before. This is just the pashmina that I've been working on, but I was able to do a couple more rows. So this is the second half that I'm working on, and just made it grow a little bit, you know, nothing that you guys haven't seen before. But I did bring that, and I did work on it a little bit just to kind of stretch my hands in a different way. Okay, so when we first got there, we were given a bag that had like our name tags, and you know, with a lanyard type thing, says Cross Stitch Society. And then somebody thought it'd be fun to do these sort of labels, you know, that you collect them, and so I ended up with these 3. And that was just a fun little part. Everybody got a project bag made by the Black Cat Society, really gorgeous, and she made a bunch of them, like different ones. So so everybody kind of had a different one, and you didn't know what you were gonna get. The shirts were made by Jen Bartolucci from What Are You Doing Studios. And I asked her, I had an idea, and she said she'd work on it. So if you're interested and maybe you would want one like that, let me know. But she's gonna make a shirt. What I wanted to say is I heart, and I want it to say I heart whips and chains, but you know, whips with like a cross stitch hoop and chains with a crochet hook. I just thought that would be cute. So she's gonna work on maybe doing a design like that, and so I could get a custom shirt. And Julie said she'd actually like one too. And you know, of course, when you do something like that with a shirt designer, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, can I sell that? And of course she could. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know. I could let her know. Okay. So I guess at a retreat, lots of times it's, you know, it's traditional to bring gifts, table gifts or gifts to the room. So I have all kinds of little goodies that people were just coming around giving you stuff. And because I did not have to pay for parking, I felt like I had a little bit of spending money. So there were 3 vendors there. There was Jen with the t-shirts. There was Val from Live and Die LA with gorgeous fabric. So I did indulge, and I got a piece of fabric and some hand-dyed floss from her. And then there was another shop, and I know I have her card here. Yeah. So Extra, Cross Stitch Necessities and Embroidery. And I got a chart from her, which I'll show you in a little bit. So, and that's Instagram, YouTube, and then, so she was also walking around giving cards and giving spools of Anchor Black, I guess, which, spools of Anchor Black, which Julie said this has been discontinued. So all the people that love Anchor Black are like freaking out, but I got 2 spools of it because they were giving that away. So, what should I show you first? You know, I'm gonna show you what I worked on first, and then I'll show you all the goodies and all the stuff that I got. So I had, as I said, I had 2 projects that are slightly Disney themed. One of them is my my classic Pooh. This is this endless project that is so huge, and you know, it's gonna take me 20 years to finish it with the endless balloon. But I did make a significant dent. I should be able to finish this. In fact, I might work on this today just to get the balloon done. And then I will have the endless Pooh to work on. But you know, it actually finally looks like I kind of made a dent. The last like 3 times I worked on it, you know, put quite a few stitches in and it just didn't make any difference as far as the way it looked. But we've done that. Oh, and then I did bring my Mediterranean Little Mermaid to put on the brag table. And then the other project that I brought to work on, which is kind of in the same vein as that, is the Mirabillia that I'm converting, the Petal Fairy. This is the original Petal Fairy, and I'm converting her to be Tinkerbell. So basically, the only thing that needs to, you know, be recharted on this is her hair. She has like a bun in the back of her head, and I'm going to move it to the top of her head, which is a little bit more Tinkerbell-y, and then the rest is basically color changes. So I did the flower before the retreat. I've been doing that for a couple months, but I hadn't done the stem, the part over here. So when I got there and I was all ready to like start on the fairy, and I realized I had to do the stupid stem first. So that's the first thing I had to do the first night, was work on the stem. And then I got that finished and I was able to start on the wings, which, because it's Tinkerbell, are blue. So this is basically what I got done. So as I said, the flower was done beforehand, but the wing, so I did all of that wing, and actually I don't think it's going to be too easy to see, but I did start on her hair a little bit. And yeah, so looking at it here, it doesn't seem like I did that much, but that's a lot of stitching. So anyway, if they do have this retreat again next year and I go, I doubt this is going to be done, so it will go with me again. Okay. Becky, what you doing? Okay, so on to the goodies. There was a freebie table. I put a lot of stuff on it, actually. But you know, I've been told this by other people who go, you know, you need to go back to the freebie table multiple times, because it's like, you know, you got to catch the good stuff, which of course the good stuff is different for every person. So a couple of my toolmates had gone and came back and they had like little Mill Hill kits and stuff. I'm like, I wasn't there when I went. But what I did manage to snag was some floss. These were separate. So these I got, these were just lying around loose, and they're basically a DMC satin in sort of this peachy gold color. So I picked up those off the table. And then the rest of this floss was in with a EGA pattern. Honestly, I took the whole thing and I don't really want the pattern, so I'm not going to keep that. But, you know, I got all of this like kind of specialty floss, which just specialty floss always makes me happy. These are Sol d'Alger, which is silk, I believe. Yeah, I think Sol d'Alger is silk. That's what Soie did. Okay, I took French, but I'm not sure how to say it. S-O-I-E. Soie. I don't know. Anyway, it's silk by Kreinik. And then this is also silk. This is Rainbow Gallery Splendor. This is loose, but I'm assuming it's probably silk because it seems like everything in here is silk. Some more Splendor. Yeah, so I basically got a bunch of silk floss from the freebie table. So that was, to me, kind of a nice little score. And kind of happy about that because I like having different kinds of flosses, or different kinds of fibers, I should say. Okay, so that was the freebie table. I'm gonna kind of empty the bag so that you can see the bag. And I think actually I'm going to put my Tinkerbell Towel Fairy in this bag because it'll be a remembrance of the retreat as well. So this is the bag I got. I got Disney like villains. You know, this is my very first vinyl front bag, and it's from Black Cat Society, so they have a really cute little black cat pull tab. Oops. Come on, turn around, tab. Yeah. Now, the only thing that I take umbrage is that the Beast is on here, and he is not a villain, so I don't think he should be on this fabric. But, of course, it's not the manufacturer of the bag's fault. But it's really, really nice bag. Really nice. And, okay, so what was in that besides? Oh, here is Jennifer's card. It's cute, cross-stitch vibes all day. But what are you doing, studios? So if you want cross-stitch t-shirts or supplies, she is fantastic. She's one of the first people I met when I started stitching because she's part of the Southern California Stitchers group. And I remember meeting her at a meetup, and I bought a couple like scissor fops from her. I'm looking to see if I have any of them actually sitting near me, and I don't, but okay. Oh, and then this girl, she came by, and I wanted to definitely tell you guys about this, especially if you're in this area, because she's a finisher, and she said she's not booked up right now. In fact, somebody was able to, at the retreat, to get ornaments, like, you know, have ornaments done. So she does pin pillows, drums, flat fold, easels, biscornues, ornaments, and mounted flats. Her name is Kimberly Bowman. And yeah, she does finishing. So her Instagram is at Kimberly's Stitching. So definitely, if you're the kind of person that likes to take your stuff or send it out to a finisher, she can do all that stuff for you. She's extremely nice. And you know, Julie was super excited because she said she has a whole bunch of all little like things that need to be made into pillows for a dough bowl, and Kimberly said she could do it. So that is very good to know. And she's in Laguna Hills, California. So Southern California. Yeah. Okay, so the people that were at my table, to just give a shout out. So Kennelie was sitting next to me. Kennelie and Piper came together. They came a little bit late, and they were really nice ladies. And then Stephanie, who drove in, she's from California, but she drove quite a while each day. I don't remember where she was from. Carly, who used to live in Southern California, but now lives in, I don't know. I want to say Indiana, but I don't know if that's correct. Sorry, Carly. She also has lovely colored hair, although hers is bright teal. Tran, who was working on a Disney Dreams pattern, so everybody was doll jealous. I think she was working on Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, so everybody's like, you have a Disney Dreams at Thomas Kincaid? She's like, yeah. So But she said they're actually really horrible patterns. There's a lot of mistakes in them. And then Marcia, who was here from Texas, and Rachel, who lives up, I don't know what city she lives in, but I know it's near Solvang, because then she was talking to another lady who, I'm losing your name, I'm sorry, who does live in Solvang and watches my channel and stuff, and who's been on my Zooms. And so she was coming over to talk to me, and she's saying she's from Solvang, and she and Rachel were like, what? Oh, we're neighbors, you know, we're not that far from each other. So they're making plans to get together and go stitching. And then of course, Julie was sitting next to me. So, just a lovely, lovely group of stitchers, and I'm so glad I got to meet all of you. If you're watching my channel, thank you so much. Okay. I'm probably talking more like on this video than I did the whole weekend, but you know, that's how it is. Okay, so other things, like people came by with, somebody was passing out these, which look like mascara wands, right? But actually, they may actually be mascara wands in their first life, but what really they're good for is like if you have to frog a bunch of stuff, and you know how you get all those little bits of chopped up thread on your fabric and then it looks terrible. This, you brush it on here and it'll take it off. So what a fantastic little tool to have, right? So I got one of those. I never would have thought of using that. So I'm going to add that. I was telling Julie that, you know, and I've told you guys that since moving, you know, my whole crafting mojo is just weird and off, and, you know, I'm having to find a new normal. But I told her stitching for 3 days kind of got me back in the, I want to get back into more stitching and do more each night and everything. And I have only been crocheting here in my room when I come in to hang with Faggy after 8 o'clock at night. But I want to stitch more. But I'm not sure how to do it as far as setup. But I think I'm going to put together a little, you know, like a go bag, but not to go, you know, a little cross stitch supplies thing that I can keep over by my bed, which is way over there, so that I can work on a project at night. So anyway, since I put this together for the retreat, actually this would work really well just to keep over my bed and keep scissors and just little tools and stuff in. So anyway, that was just an aside there. Oh, okay. So in the bag, we did get a free pattern. It's online, and it's a Mickey head. It's very cute, very on theme. Probably not something that I'm going to really stitch realistically. But we got the floss for it. So, we got some etoile, and then we got, the floss for the Mickey. We got a sticker, Craft Stitch Society sticker, and we got this lovely fabric. Which was made by Live and Die LA, called Anaheim Skies. So it was made specifically for this retreat. And gosh, I don't think you guys can even see how pretty it is because of light shining through. Okay, it's blue, but it's got just this little hint of like purpley, pinky modeling. It's really pretty. So, oops. Yeah, so that, and with this floss was for that project, but you know, I'm probably not going to stitch that, but of course I still will use the floss, and I definitely will use the fabric. Okay. Black Hat Cross Stitchery. I'm not sure where this came from. Okay, I showed you guys Kennelie and Piper. Okay, so Kennelie and Piper were table mates. the two ladies that came later, and they gave this cord. This is like, I mean, I guess you could just actually just use the cord as cord, but it's twisted pearl cotton. And then Marsha gave a little bag of chocolates with this needle minder, feeling stabby, which is so cute. Let's see. This is from Debbie, and I think that this was her mom. Debbie's mom was giving out like stickers with a little nail file in it, which actually was a perfect little gift because my nail got snaggy at the retreat, and you don't want a snaggy nail when you're trying to work with thread. So that was a perfect little gift. And then Debbie gave little bags with seam ripper, which I didn't have to use, so yay. That was good. This was, oh, this also was in our bag. So everybody got a little like Disney name tag needle minder. So that was also way cute. This was from Tran, and so she gave everybody a little frog needle minder. So he's supposed to be a good luck charm. If you put him on your project, then you won't actually need to frog anything because he will keep the other frog away. So he's very, very, very cute. And what else? This, I don't know who it's from. I was late getting there on Friday morning. Lorraine, my roommate, had a phone emergency. Her phone was not working. It hadn't charged the night before, and she was freaking out a little bit on Friday. Understandably, because, you know, we're so reliant on our phones now. And if, you know, I left and her phone is at 0 and she can't even call out in an emergency, I can understand her being upset. So I had to take her to Best Buy, which didn't open till 10. So I was a little bit late getting to the retreat. I didn't get there until probably around noonish. And so there was stuff that was sitting, you know, in my place because people had dropped off little gifts to everybody at the table and just kind of like left one for me. So I don't know who left everything, but this is like kind of a little, well, it's a stitch marker actually. Disney stitch markers, has 2024 on it, and somebody left a little needle threader, and let's see. Oops. Oh, and then a little scissor fob with a key, a Disney or a Mickey key. So that little cute thing. Somebody else dropped by kind of my same idea as my thing, floss drops, and I mean, they need to be cut, which she said she had the punches if we wanted to use them then, but I knew I had mine at home. So kind of like a pretty orc jar and tomato. So a little set of floss drops. Debbie gave me this gorgeous pen that she basically made. And me, silly me, is it a, oh, there we go. I didn't even notice. I mean, I noticed it was pink, but I didn't realize it was like thread. It was like a little spool. So how cute is that? And oh, that's also So Extra. So So Extra had patterns and stuff like that, and I ended up getting this and they were like 30% off. So this was like $6 or something, because I'm always on the lookout for a cute little bee pattern, because I do my Be Your Own Valentine style in February. So I really liked that one. This is a springtime series from Cottage Garden. Let's be happy. So I don't know if that's the one I'll do in 2025, but possibly. Oh, and someone dropped off this really, really pretty little counting pin, or but I don't know who, because I wasn't there when it was dropped off. And then Holly was going around giving these away that she made. And this is actually, she left a little tag with the colors on them. This is 776. So another scissor fob. And then let's see, Val. Again, I have this card, Black Cat Cross Stitchery, and I'm sure one of these little gifties is from them, but I don't know which one. But they have an Etsy shop, so you can check it out. And let's see what else. Oh, I did participate in the gift exchange, the smalls exchange. Okay, so there's like a little story about this. So the way that they did the smalls exchange is they just had everybody put their gifts on table, and then when it was time to do the smalls exchange, they just said, go grab one. And Julie actually went and grabbed one for me, and I got a really cute little gift. But I did realize something about myself. I'm the kind of person where, like, you know, if you're doing a gift exchange, I am more interested in my gift and the person gets my gift to see what they think than what I get myself. That's just, you know, not that I don't want to get gifts, I do, but so everybody like grabs their gifts and everybody leaves. There's one gift left on the table, one, and it sat there, and it unreasonably hurt my feelings. I felt like embarrassed because I was so hurt, but it really hurt my feelings that my gift was sitting there. I mean, they're wrapped up, so it was like, I guess I didn't have exciting wrapping or something. It was little, but I knew what was in there. I've shown you guys. It was like a really nice thing. I gave the exact same thing to Julie as a gift when I first got there, and she loved it. And so it was like, okay, maybe the person's at dinner, leave it there, whatever. So it was still there the next day, because this was Friday night. It was still there yesterday morning. And I sat and I waited for a while. And finally I said something to Sean, or Shan, I guess. Her name's Shannon, right? Shan. I'm like, my thing's still there. She goes, there's one person that, she goes, she knows they had to leave for family emergency. And there was another girl at my table, Rachel, who she knew kind of what it was, because she had actually tried to stitch that pattern. She was going to do a smalls exchange and it didn't work, and she just ended up abandoning it. So I'm like, oh, that's what I put on mine. So she was like, well, if nobody wants it, I'll take it. And so I asked Shannon, I'm like, can I just give it to one of my table mates? And she's like, sure. So because it was hurting my feelings to see it just sitting there, nobody wanted it. It was like being the last kid picked on, you know, for volleyball when you're a kid or something. It was, I don't know. I mean, I know I was being ridiculous. I was being overly sensitive, but it hurt my feelings. You know, wrong or right, that's just the truth. So anyway, I took it back off the table. It was the only thing there, and I gave it to Rachel, and she loved it. So, so that makes me feel good, at least that it did go to somebody that wanted it and was like happy to have it. Because I was afraid it was just going to sit there until somebody like threw it away or something, you know? Okay, so my smalls exchange that I got was from designed by Katie Barton. Is that the same? No, that's Kimberly Bowman. Okay, so this is called Stitch Stitching. It was designed by Katie Barton, who was the daughter of Emma Barton, who was at the retreat. And It's Stitch stitching. How cute is that? So I got this cute little Stitch and then a little goodie bag full of like candy and stickers and oh, lots of stickers actually. Can't talk, I'm stitching. Stitching is life. I'd rather be stitching. And this bitch you gotta stitch. And then some candy and a seam ripper and two magnetic things with the flower top. So those are cute. I use these things all the time. And candy. But you know what? This must have been the person who's from Canada, because yeah, she's from Toronto, Ontario. Because I got Canadian candy. I didn't even realize this. Yeah, I got Coffee Crisp, Arrow, and Smarties. So Canadian candy. So that's pretty cool. And then the last thing to show you guys is stuff that I actually bought. Well, this was not a purchase. This was Val from Live and Die LA walked around with a bag of hand-dyed floss, and she said sometimes like at the end they don't have enough floss to make a full like skein, so they make like a little half skein. So she was walking around with these and we all got to pick one. So what I bought from Live and Die LA is I bought a piece of fabric and then I bought a mystery bag of floss because I thought that would be fun, and it's too hard to pick when there's a wall of floss. So I got a mystery bag of floss. And so these are the full skeins I got. 25 yards, 10 yards. I got two 25-yard ones, two 10-yard ones. Hand-dyed floss. This one and this one are my favorites of these. And then I got a bunch of these little, I think they're 5 yards, I think. They're the little kind of extra remainders. So I got those. And then this one I picked. So that one I didn't buy. The other ones I bought. And then the fabric that I got, which is an opalescent, that should surprise no one. It's called Smack the Jellyfish, and it is a 28 count Lugana opal. And you guys, oh my gosh, look at this fabric. I'm not gonna unfold it because then the light's going through it, but look how pretty. And I mean, a mermaid would look so cool in this fabric, right? So yeah, so that was basically, that was it. So I was there from Thursday afternoon. Actually, they opened the room at 2. So Thursday, I was there like 2 o'clock, left probably around 9:30. Friday, as I said, I got there a bit late, so I was there about noon. Again, left around 9:30. And then yesterday I got there probably around 9-ish, 10-ish in the morning, and left probably around 8:30 last night. A lot of people had left like in the middle of the day. Julie left around 6, you know, so it was definitely winding down, but and I was at the point where my hands were starting to hurt from like the needles pressing and stuff, so it was like, yeah, it's time to go home. So it's time to home and cuddle with the kitty boy. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. I'm so glad I went. I'll be honest, I don't know if regardless of like money issues, I still don't know if I would be enough of a traveler to want to go to a retreat that I had to fly in and, you know, get the hotel and everything like that. But definitely a retreat that is near to my house that I can, you know, go in on a daily basis was fantastic. I know there is going to be another retreat in that area, in Garden Grove, I believe, in February, hosted by Live and Die LA. I'm not planning on going to that one, although several of my table mates are excited about possibly going, and I told them if they go out to lunch or something on Saturday to let me know and I'll meet them. I just think it's a little too soon, you know, to go in 3 months to go and have to take off work again for something like that. But if they do this again next year, I will definitely want to participate. So yeah, so I'm glad I went. For those of you that were hoping that I had a good first retreat experience, it was. I did enjoy myself a lot. As I said, it was really good for me to kind of get my stitchy mojo back. I still have to figure out, you know, the new normal of how to do it in my new space, etc. But I did enjoy it, and I'm glad I went. And yeah, it was so nice to see everybody that I saw, to meet people, to see a few people that were viewers of my channel, who said hi. And, you know, it's always fun. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Got to put away all this stuff eventually. All of my goodies. This fabric is so pretty, you guys. Live and Dye LA. Definitely look them up if you are in the market for hand dyed fabric. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.